Hey guys, guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit record at the beginning of this art project. I was kind of sad at first because I was actually trying something new and it didn't work out, but that's okay. It kind of fits along with this story too, I guess. We can make it work, and I'm just thankful that part of it recorded, so yeah, you still get to see it. But there is a really deep story with this one, and I feel pretty connected to this piece. And I'm so excited to share it with you and just let you know everything behind it. So as you can see, this is a portrait of a girl who has elf ears. There's eucalyptus growing out of her elf ears, and her neck is broken. How strange. First of all, let me just say I'm not a morbid person. I'm not trying to convey anything like deathly or morbid, but I have this really sweet story behind it, so I'm going to share it with you now. So why is her neck looking like this? Why does it look like it's shattered? Well, I kind of paralleled it to the idea that all people go through situations that break them. Whether it is some traumatic accident, or maybe we get a really bad illness, we know somebody else with an illness, we lose someone. People go through so many situations that break them, and through that, it may seem like it's the end of the world, but all emotions are temporary, and it takes time to heal from those things. And we need to have people with us to help us. Sometimes we need to be alone to just get through it. But no matter what it is, things always get better. Beautiful things can always come from the broken things, the things that break us. And that's kind of what I'm trying to convey here. So if you look at her neck, this represents her being broken. She went through something that really just broke her down emotionally or physically, whatever. I'm going to leave that interpretation up to you. Maybe you can put your story there. So as you look at this piece, maybe you can imagine a difficult situation in your life and kind of place it into this piece of work. So with that being said, now it kind of looks morbid because her neck is broken and her body is gone. And at the beginning, there were just red splotches everywhere. So you could have interpreted that as blood, but that was not my intent. As I said, I'm not a very morbid person. So what I wanted to illustrate here is that there's just flowers everywhere. So this is the beautiful thing that is coming from the broken thing. This is when time changes and people can go through healing, or the cliche phrase, when one door closes, another door opens. You can kind of tie that in with this too. But when things happen, nothing is perfect. These flowers are arranged in this awkward way, and it kind of conveys that nothing is perfect. There's some directly pouring from her body, like she was broken, but now something beautiful came from it, and it directly affected her, right? So these flowers are pouring out of her neck to convey that. But there's also this tower of peonies right in front of her, and that is also the something beautiful that came from something broken. But you could interpret this as maybe this is what she sees around her now that she's gone through this experience. Maybe it has significantly changed the way she views the world. And so she looks around and she sees all this beautiful stuff. Maybe she almost died or something, and now she's like, wow, I'm seeing life so differently now or something. And she's just thankful for all the little things, or whatever it may be. As I said, that's the something beautiful. And also, time doesn't stand still when we go through hard things. And if we just kind of look up and, change our perspective a little bit, then we can grow from it. And so I wanted to represent growth in that way too. That's why eucalyptus is growing from her ears. It seems so strange, but that's just kind of how I felt like conveying this. There's like two ways of growing here. One is from like you go through it and you can physically or emotionally, whatever, you can heal in those sorts of ways, and that's the something beautiful in the peonies. But you can also try to look at things differently sometimes, and you can grow from changing your perspective. So that's the eucalyptus. It may not fit every situation, but I just felt like it was so meaningful to convey that for me. It felt like, I don't know. I'm a very optimistic person, and sometimes when bad things happen to me, I'll be real with you guys, like, I get really stressed out. Sometimes I need to introvert for like days on end and just like be home, not be around people, and just kind of like think things through. I mean, obviously I could be around people, you know what I mean, but I need alone time too to reflect on life. Sometimes I struggle with like the things that break me, but after I go through the situation, I just feel so blessed because I can learn so much from it and I can grow from it. And I can look back and I can say like, wow, I'm really glad that happened to me. It really hurt at the time that it happened, but now that it's happened, I realize that I have learned so much. I have met certain people through this situation, or maybe I became brave enough to like do something that I never thought I would do. Whatever it was, it makes me so thankful. So, now that things just got pretty deep, I hope that you feel you can relate to it. And if you are going through a hard time, I hope you feel like, wow, this isn't temporary. Like, things are going to get better. Maybe when I look back, I'll be glad I went through this. I hope you feel like you have a community of people who care for you and stuff. And I'm sorry that this is like such a deep, serious video, but sometimes you just have to get those things out. Let me know down below what you think of this. Maybe if you interpret it differently, let me know what you interpret. I would love to hear how you view this. And if you have anything you would like to add, go for it. You are more than welcome. I love hearing from you guys. If you want to see progress pictures of this piece or different angles, whatever you want, you can head over to my Instagram. Sometimes I show like sneak peeks of works in progress or old artwork, stuff I don't show on YouTube, whatever. You can go and check that out. I also do it on Twitter too, so yeah. I don't always mention my social media, but I feel like maybe I should mention it every once in a while because I'm not sure if everybody knows about it, so. Also, down below in the comments, if you would like to share, tell me something you're proud of lately that you've accomplished. Maybe it pertains to drawing. Did you draw something that turned out really well that you were previously trying to get down? I know a lot of you guys talk about drawing noses and eyes and how those are really hard. So, any of you guys proud of what you've been working on? I would love to hear it. I hope you guys are really proud of your work. I think you're all amazing artists, and a lot of you guys tag me in stuff that you draw, like on Instagram or Twitter, and I love when you do that. It's so cool to see your stuff. This painting probably took, I would say, 4 or 5 hours, and even though it's like, the colors are very light, it may not seem like it took very long because of the color scheme, but I almost feel like a light colored color scheme. Wow, that sounded redundant, didn't it? It just feels as if it takes longer because it requires so many layers. I was afraid of painting things too dark, and so I just did so many layers with very, very diluted gouache paint and just kept going over and over, especially around her eyes and that nose. Let me tell you what, that nose took some time. But I'm pretty happy with it. I struggle with the 3/4 view faces. It's really hard for me to get that down. The proportions are hard. Does anybody else struggle with that? Because I hardly hear people talk about it, but I feel like it's like the hardest thing for me. Well, hands are kind of hard too. But yeah, I'm just going to keep practicing though. I love learning. It'll be cool to keep trying and improving. And then maybe in a couple years I can look back and be like, whoa, some progress happened. Kind of fun. I hope you enjoyed this piece of art, and I will put it in my shop, the original, and I will do limited edition prints. A lot of my prints for the next while are probably going to be limited edition. I'm trying to figure out different ways of doing stuff right now, and I'm going to try to take down some older stuff in my shop, and since I'm trying to change my style a little bit, I'd like to make my shop more uniform to my style and not have a bunch of like older stuff that doesn't really feel, I don't know, doesn't really feel like it should be there anymore. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you to keep your chin up if you're going through something tough. I hope it inspires you to continue doing art if you're an artist. And if you're not, and you're just here watching this video, then I hope it inspires you to do whatever you do to express yourself, or to just whatever your outlet is. I hope you keep pursuing that. So, yeah. If you like this video, feel free to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new. This is the Art Family, and we are a fun group of people, so come join us. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.